Hi and welcome to PMPLounge.com. Today we are trying to understand the grades that you receive once you're done with your PMP exam, right? So all you'll see in your report card once you're done with your PMP are these three words: proficient, moderately proficient, or below proficient amongst the five domains. So let me show you a real report card and how your domains are basically graded and how does it look. So this is a snippet of a real report card. The exam result is of course pass. Then we come down to domain and your results. So when it comes to initiation, the report card says proficient, which is the highest grade one can get, right? Then talk about planning. Again, it's proficient. Executing, proficient. Monitoring and controlling, moderately proficient, and closing, proficient. Congratulations on passing the PMP examination. A diagnostic representation of your proficiency level per domain has been provided above. So you've got 4 P's and 1 MP, and the result is a pass. Now, of course, there's an ongoing debate, especially because PMP doesn't really tell you how many proficients or how many moderately proficients or how many below proficients you can afford and still pass the exam. So there's no real, there's nothing in black and white here. So that is why there's a lot of debate. A lot of people kind of try to make out how many P's and how many MPs can you need to score so that you can afford a one or two below proficient as well and still pass the exam. So nobody really knows it, but this is how the exam result looks like. Um, so you can kind of try to understand, try to make out, right, based on the grade that you have received, that you are doing really good when it comes to initiating, planning, executing, and closing, and you're moderately doing good in monitoring and controlling. The other part of the again the report card is understanding your exam results, and this is again from the real report card. Your exam reports results are reported in two ways. One is an overall pass fail, which we saw was a pass, right? Result score is generated based on the number of questions you answered correctly. Now, again, there's a debate on how many questions you need to answer correctly, right? PMP consists of 200 questions, and how many of them do you need to answer correctly is still up in the air. Like I said earlier, nothing is in black and white on how many questions you need to answer correctly to be able to pass. Number two is the second level of results is the assignment of one of three proficiency levels to each domain. Each domain is assigned one of three levels of proficiency. One is proficient, moderately proficient, and below proficient, based on the number of questions. Now, this is again based on the number of questions answered correctly within the domain. So the report card that we just saw, which had 4 proficients, that means the number of questions answered correctly in all those 4 domains was quite high, and a little less on one of the domain, which was monitoring controlling, which got moderately proficient, right? Again, how many questions you need to get correct to be able to score proficient or moderately proficient, that's up in the air. It's not defined by PMI anywhere. This provides direction about where your strengths and weaknesses fall. Of course, if you're kind of getting moderately proficient in one or two, or if you're getting below proficient in one or two of the domains, you can kind of make out that those domains are your weaknesses. While if you receive proficient in one or two or three or four, or in fact all 5 of the domains, you know that you're doing pretty good in all of them. Now here's the final snippet from the report card itself, when where PMI is defining proficiency. Now again, I'd like to repeat here how many questions you need to get correct, how many proficient, moderately proficient, or below proficient you can afford to score and still pass the PMP exam is still up in the air. It is not defined anywhere, but you can kind of have the definition of proficiency. Again, this is from the real report card. Proficient, it indicates performance is above the average level of knowledge in this domain. So proficient typically means you are above average, right? Moderately proficient indicates performance that is at the average level of knowledge in this domain, and below proficient indicates performance is below the average level of knowledge in this domain. For more information regarding the exam domains, please refer to the PMI examination content outline under certification on pmi.org. We typically refer to the exam content on outline all the time, and you can also refer to it. But again, how many proficient or moderately proficient you need to score, or how many below proficient you can effort before you fail the exam is still up in the air. Nobody really knows it. So these were some of the snippets from the real report card. I hope this video was helpful in understanding your report card once you receive it and what you can target. Of course, you should target for proficient in all domains, but if you are weak in certain domains, make sure you are at least on average uh, you answer at least as many correct questions as possible so that you at least come to moderately proficient. Don't bank on below proficient. Nobody knows. If you get one below proficient, you may still fail the exam. If you get two or three below proficient, you're most likely to fail the exam. So don't count on below proficient. Definitely try to be in the levels of proficient and moderately proficient. That should be the proficiency you should be targeting. So that's all that we had in this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you had some clarity around the kind of report card that PMI generates once you're done with your PMP exam. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Check us out on both social media, facebook.com/PMP Lounge and twitter.com/PMP Lounge. You can always send your queries at pmplounge@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit the website pmplounge.com, your #1 free resource for PMP certification and project management industry information. Thank you.